Okay, everybody, how's it going? We are going to be heading to BIRK today. Got my flashlight out because it's freaking dark. Reykjavik, Iceland.
Aural warning, okay.
Let's see. Turn the gas on. Oop. Battery, main, ignition on, auto. Master on. Oh, why aren't we starting? Oh, because our battery is fucked. Okay, that might have something to do with it. There we go.
Pause.
Oh, okay. I learned that was a thing today. Tablet mode. We do have the inertial separator on because we're on gravel. And I have noticed that I've been waiting too long to pull up when I take off. So we're going to try to remedy that today. As soon as we hit that green, 80, 90, we're in the 90s. Let's pull up. Yep. And we have some mountains. This is where the synthetic vision comes in handy. apparently. We're just climbing. And holy shit, the fucking yaw bank dampener needs to be on. Holy hell. Turn the inertial separator off. And then I'll be turning the flashlight off in a second. And if we hit 140 airspeed, I'll hit the FLC or whatever button and we'll hold her. Which it appears we are going to, and that's not one of the buttons I have mapped to a joystick button, so I gotta click it. Can't see anything. Oh well, yeah. Shouldn't need the prop de-ice or the windshield de-ice anymore. We will leave the airframe de-ice on for now, though. Let's look up the barrow for BIRK while we're climbing. .5 29 or 0.53. What are we at? 29 or 0.7. Let's set that while we're climbing. 0.53. Set barrel for our destination, so that'll be right. Well, while we're cruising, I've been doing a bit of Indonesian bush flying, and oh my god, that is a pain in the ass. I'm probably going to be streaming a bit of that, doing that for fun when I don't want to do a video, or I don't really want to do a 2-3 hour trip, you know, every day. Maybe late at night, because when it's late at night, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or whatever, here, it's daytime in Indonesia, so I can do real weather as well. I might post some clips of it up on the on YouTube, I don't know yet. I'm also going to be doing reviews of my payward planes. We just got a biplane recently, and I'm gonna have to fly that a bit to really have an opinion on it, but it's a nice plane. First review will probably be this plane. I don't want to do a 2-for-1. I'll probably load up a second airframe called the X69 or something, the X69er, X-Ray 69er, just for screwing around in. Maybe make it red or something, you know. After that, maybe the Challenger 300. I've flown that enough that I got a feel for it. We got a Beechcraft Baron B200 I gotta do. The Pitts biplane is going to the stunt plane is probably going to be in VR. I downloaded an application, looked up some stuff. I could turn it on right now, but I'm not going to. Where I can make sure my frame rate doesn't drop below a certain level for the VR headset, and then lock the headset to it. So the frame smoothing, whatever it's called, will work. And I should be good to use VR again. I'll probably record that in VR. Because that plane has to be flown in VR to be fun. Might do it with the other biplane too, with the Waco or something it's called. It's technically a stunt plane, a high performance airplane. It's old style, but it's got all new shit in it. It's still got a radial motor, but it's all modern tech underneath. Looks old though, it's really pretty. That's back from like X-Plane 910, but it still works. The Caravan's on that list. Cessna Caravan's on there. Oh, the Beaver, the DHC2 Beaver, that's going to be a high one. I don't know if I'm going to rank them or not, but the Beaver's kind of a goofy looking plane when it doesn't have floats on it. I don't know what it is. When there's floats on it, it's beautiful. When it's got wheels, it looks weird. But yeah, the Beaver, as hard as it is to fly, it's like a legendary bush plane, right? But as hard as it is to fly, it's an amazing plane. The Grumman Goose. I got the Grumman Goose. Same Grumman Goose that's in oh, here we come up. We're coming up on our altitude. The same Grumman Goose that's in Flight Simulator 10. I've got on plus some variations. I have. Oh, and we're loading scenery. Although I don't have that on auto. But what I was saying before I was interrupted with that, I want to do something with that Grumman Goose. The Grumman Goose, was it G21 or something like that? G20? I can't remember. Goose is one of my favorite aircrafts ever, right? It's just, it's way more realistic in X-Plane, and it does translate. It does translate over from Flight Simulator 10, but it is much harder to fly, right? And when I was going to do this trip with that plane, the view count for the first video was insane compared to this. So I kind of regret not doing it, but at the same time, I don't. You know, it would have been more interesting, I suppose, but this is a good plane for doing this in, because this is actually more of a challenge. Because the Grumman Goose, while yeah, it's slower, you can't go as far, it can go as far as the jumps I'm doing with this right now. But it's much more forgiving than this plane is. And I gotta be way more careful with this plane. And what the hell is going on with this GPS? There we go. Yeah, GPS is glitching out. There is an update for this aircraft. I got a message. There we go. Telling me that when I loaded, but I didn't update it. I'll try to update it after this flight. But I do have plans for the Grumman Goose. I do. I don't know if I'm going to do it when we get back home, when I get back home with this plane after this trip is over, or if I'm going to do it on the side. I'm not 100% sure. But what I want to do is I want to take off from my home airport, fly down to the Caribbean, or Caribbean, I guess, is the way you're actually supposed to say it. Go down to like Trinidad, go down to all like Bermuda, Bahama, come on Pretty Mama, to Key Largo, Montego, you know, all the places the Beach Boys song. Go to all the places like Jimmy Buffett's song about, you know, do a tropical, you know, soiree with the Grumman Goose. Because that's something I'd want to do in real life. If I was filthy, stupid, filthy rich, I'd want a seaplane like the Goose. I don't know if I'd get a Goose. They're really hard to come by, and they're like $200 million, $400 million. But I'd want one. I'd want something like that. And I'd want to go down. I'd have a place in the Caribbean. And then I have like an old PT boat down there. You go trolling around, but I'd have a seaplane. You know, I'd do that if I was rich, if I had money. So that's something I want to do in the sim. So the next actual, like, real series, either after this or I don't know when, is going to be me doing that in the Grumman Goose. It's visiting all those interesting points down in the islands, and then eventually flying back home. However, while we are at our cruising altitude now. I don't know if we're at our cruising speed yet. I gotta update my nav map. But let's see. We are going to be landing at... running dual monitors. I have two of the same monitor, but the secondary monitor's on my backup server, so I gotta... There we go. I'm using an old 42-inch TV and my secondary monitor. I'm getting on my other monitor. We're going to be landing at... Oh, shit. That was it. In Reykjavik. Bravo, India, Romeo Kilo. We are going to be landing at... Assuming the winds aren't horrible. What are the winds? They're probably not going to change that much. Oh yeah, you can see below 10,000 feet right now. Winds, whoa, 0.94 at 18. Holy shit. Now, we're still going to land on that runway though. Okay, because the other runway isn't going to be any better. Runway 13. Okay. Runway 13 is an ILS runway, which is... Wait, is ILS the same for every runway? What the hell? 25 nautical mile range, 109.10. 109.10. Guess you're just gonna have to go around. And boop! There's the ILS. Where's the nav one? Let's turn those off. Nav. Oh, that's cool. We'll turn that on when we get a little closer to make sure we hear it. But we're going to go over to flight plan. The trick is tap... no, wait, where am I? There it is. Tap that. Go down to BIRK. Procedures. I don't think there is an arrival. Localizer 13, what's the difference between Y and Z? Ah, shit. Well, you know what? Is there an ILS for a runway? What? Nope, there's just 19, and that's going to give us a hell of a tailwind. Let's just do Y, I suppose. Enter. Load those in, see what we get. That'll work. It's got a good go around on it. In case anybody was wondering how turboprops work, it took me forever to figure this out. From top to bottom on the gauges, the TRQ's torque, all that is the amount of work the props have to do. That's basically the resistance. It's basically the amount of resistance, like force it's having to apply on the air. That's why the higher we are, the higher up we are, the lower that number is, because the air is thinner. Prop RPM is 2,000, which, you know, that's obvious what that is. That's what the prop's spinning at. NG, I don't remember what it stands for, but that's basically how fast the turbine inside the turboprop is spinning. That's how fast the jet fan thingy is inside the engine and the turboprop are going, and it's rated at percentage. I don't know if it's a combination of pressure or not, but basically that's how fast the inside of the motor is going. The turbine part is NG, prop is propeller, and torque's load. And then ITT is just the temperature inside the motor on the fins. You look down at the elevator, I need to start trimming that for takeoff, and I have trim for elevator and aileron. I don't have trim bound for rudder. I need to figure out some kind of rudder trim and start properly trimming the rudder for takeoff. Okay, we're at our time of descent. So we're going to start descending. We got almost a 30-knot side wind, but that's going to change once we get down in altitude. But since we are on our descent, we are going to go into our procedures. Can't fucking see anything. There we go. To our approach and activate it. We are going to hit that just for the hell of it, see if it does anything. Apparently I don't know how to use VNav. There's the lights of Reykjavik off in the distance. I'm just hoping we lose enough altitude. I appear we're on the glide slope. This is Alt GS. Seeing red and white on the VASI, so hopefully that means we're good. Seems like we're too freaking high, but we aren't that high in the air. Yeah, I knew it fucked up. Not sure why the glide slope didn't hold. It was holding, right?
500. Airspeed.
They had me on track, but I wasn't losing altitude again. I don't know why. So we're going to be landing manually. Yet again. Holy shit, who puts that right there? I'm calling bullshit on that. I'm just gonna pretend we didn't see that. Oh. Well, to be fair, we had a 20-mile-an-hour side wind. Which way do we go? I'm guessing. God, that was a shitty landing, though. You want to go down there. Yeah. There it is. There's our parking. The moon's kind of neat looking over there. But, yeah, all I really did wrong was, I dropped a little bit too much when I decrabbed to land. Oops, wrong button. The hell did I just, when I hit the rudder to straighten out to touchdown, because I was crabbing to land, I dropped a little too much. It would have been an acceptable walk away from it landing. In real life, but the passengers just would have been pissed. The hell is that? It's that Baron. That Red Baron. The Red Baron's been following us around the world. Wait, did I just like open a cup holder? What the hell just happened there? Oh my god, I just opened a cup holder. There's a cup holder in this airplane. Oh my god. Look at that. Cup holder. Going through and making sure everything's off, because last time the battery was completely screwed. Still appears to be an audio glitch of some kind. Here, let's just make the sun come up to get a look at what's going on here, see where we are. We are in Reykjavik, Iceland. It's technically nighttime, but I just wanted to load this. Because there is definitely something going on. There we go. We still got that weird sound going on, but there we go. But we are parked in Iceland, in Reykjavik. I'll try to find a picture of the real world airport. I'm still not 100% sure what's going on with the that little sound in the cabin. Maybe when I update the plane it'll go away. But till next time, we'll see you on the next one, and I think we might be dropping off at the little islands between here and Ireland. I'm not sure. But we'll see you then.